Sorry for the delay, guys. Just starting in a moment. Yeah, so we are live on the Strike channel as well as on Indiacharts and other platforms. Just waiting for a moment to get audio confirmation. Please confirm in the chat box if audio and video is cool. All right. Thank you, Pramod. So without any delay, let's start today's session. Yeah. So we'll look into today's market session, see where we can go, what all is happening today. But let me begin the same before by discussing what all new things we have added in the Strike platform for you guys. So let me show you. First of all, you guys have the feature of saving your own indicator templates as well as layouts in the charts. So you can now save your all your work and access it from Strike itself. And the second big thing we have done is in the scanners. Now you got a new module known as technical scanners, within which we have given you a lot of predefined indicators and you can choose any of them. For example, if you would like to use simple moving average, you choose the stocks on which you would like to run it, on which time frame you want to run it, and which condition you want to see. So I want to see which stocks are crossing above, let's say 20 moving average, so I get the list. So all those scans, a lot of stuff has been predefined for you. If you think you use other indicators that are not here, you can always go to the help section and raise a ticket as in a new feature request. You can see I have opened a sample ticket here. So you can create a new ticket by clicking on raise a ticket and then select your issue or any feature request if you have, and we'll be looking into all one by one. So before we go any further, I have noted down a couple of observations that we can discuss before going ahead. So the first thing is on the Nifty itself. So since we have been observing a bullish trend in the market, we are very close to the previous high. So the high was 19,991.85 and today's high is 19,961. I think the high is already crossed in the Nifty futures, but not in the spot chart. So one is this, and second important observation is that the FIs are adding longs in index futures along with the Nifty rising. So you can see this is the index futures net position plotted here. You can see post the August expiry, it has been slowly starting to build up, and right now it is at 26,533 contracts. You can visualize it even better if you look at the history here in the sentiment. So you can see they had been short to the extent of minus 40,000 contracts, and here slowly it's trying to inch up along with the market, and it's not yet in the any of the overbought zones. If we talk about overbought and oversold, there are a few other things we can look at to get alert if anything is getting overheated. So in terms of the momentum swing, you can see daily swing. It is still consolidating below the 80 mark, so it is not really overbought yet as of now. And another thing on the sentiment based on put call ratio that I observed was both of the last time before getting a decent pullback, the 9-day average of OI PCR went till what about 1.05 and 1.07 respectively before it starts to diverge with the market and we get a reduction in the speed of the rise. But right now it is at 0.96, so it's also not yet there. So all that is happening is that the rotation is very fast, sector rotation is there, and so the stocks that are going up are changing. That means that some sector is going up on one day, another is going on one day, and the rotation being very strong, it's not letting such indicators get any more overheated. But if you do look at some of the diffusion indexes, you will feel that yeah, the data is in the overbought zone. That is the stocks above 20 DMA is right at 90 since 2 days, but you can see here previously it can stay up in that 80-90 zone for a while. All we get are the small pullbacks that are mostly buying opportunities for the dips. Even if we look at the RMI stocks with RMI buy, that is also at 90. So this one had gone up to 94 once and before it starts to cool off, but you can see the cool off doesn't mean that market falls. It does small pullbacks and again the rally continues. So yeah, we are on some indicators we may be somewhat overbought, but not in entirety. So yeah, that's the pretty much just what I want to give on some important points. So now let's go to the heat map and try to see if we can find any new stocks based on different scanners. So in the heat map, we can see the PSU Bank Index is back on top. It is up by 2.66%, followed by Nifty Metal and Nifty Small Cap as well as Nifty Auto. So these are the four most strong indices in today's session, and the weaker ones are media, consumer durables, pharma, oil and gas. So pharma, I highlighted that it is a seasonal time for it to go up, but yeah, it has taken a breather in the last 2 days. So we'll have a look there as well, and some of the PSU names as well. So before going ahead, let's have a look at the PSU Bank Index itself. You can see here on 4th of September, there was a Dow Trend reversal as well as a new bullish crossover in the RMI, that is our proprietary indicator. You can see on this setup, and it has just taken off after that. In such cases, what one wants to do is, since this index itself is not tradable, what you would want to do is to find some strong stocks within that and track that based on the setup. So you can see if we just look at today's performance, then CanBank is at top. I think I already opened it somewhere here. Yeah. You can see similar signal was there on one day before even the index gave the new bullish crossover. And in such case, one can even look at hourly chart. You can see it gave a new bullish crossover on 7th, and that same signal has continued. It hasn't really pulled back any meaningfully. So that's how you can use the RMI setup screen on various sectors or stocks to identify any entry or exit opportunities. So let's look at the SPI as well, since it is the biggest PSU bank in this index. So it had actually been sideways, but now it has as you can see, it has taken out both the daily averages on the daily time frame, that is the 20-day average and the 40-day exponential average. And if we look at the weekly chart, then it has managed to close above the 20-week average as well as given a Dow trend reversal on the weekly time frame in the last week, last week's candle, that is this one. So on the weekly time frame, this one also looks strong. And I think since SBI is part of Nifty Bank as well, so it can have an impact there as well. One needs to watch for that. Going back to the heat map, now since we were talking about pharma being seasonally bullish, it has been flat for last 2 days. So let's have a look there if anything has changed or not. Yeah, so we observed the seasonality somewhere around 5th of September, and then which was followed by a Dow trend reversal as well as a new bullish crossover in the RMI, as well as crossing above the 20-day moving average. So all that is true, but what it has done is taken a 2 days kind of a consolidation here. So the 20-day average remains key for this index, that is currently at 15222. So if that holds, we can see continuation in the bullish trend in this index. Let's try to go down to hourly on this one to see if we have any new signal. So interestingly, if you look closely here in the current hourly candle, if it holds up at current prices for another few minutes, when this candle closes, you will get a new buy signal in the RMI. So that is interesting. A new cycle starting, new hourly cycle starting on the Nifty Pharma. Let's quickly see if any components are showing signs. So within Nifty Pharma, let us take just the ones that we can see in FNO. So let me go to the scanner and yeah, let me select Nifty Pharma here. I'm also selecting healthcare. Yeah. So let's see, can we see the same in any of the hourly setups of any components? So Auropharma is one that is already given. Let me try doing it the last candle close on live if there is any difference. So yeah, most of the names have already crossed over to the bullish side on the hourly. So since hourly is a very small time frame to watch out for, now when the index itself is giving such a signal, you need to look on all the components and see where you get the best setup. So, so right now on my screen, what you see is Sun Pharma. This is also very close to giving a signal, but it's not yet crossed. So this is the interesting names to watch out for. Not this one. This one as well. So Biocon has also crossed over on the RV chart. So that's how I was just looking at the pharma index following a top-down approach, and if I'm getting a new bullish signal there on a very small time frame chart, what I can do is I can look for the same what is happening on the index components and try to look there. So let's try to use the new scanners as well on the FNO basket for today. So the moving average cross, I already showed you that what I've done is I've applied a filter that which stocks are crossing above the 20-day average. So I'm getting 4 names here, and let's also see crossing below the 20-day average. So no names there. Same thing if I try to do with the exponential average, I mostly use the 40-day. So in crossing above again, I'm getting 5 to 6 names, and in crossing down, only one name is there, that is Gujarat gas. So yeah, Now, what new scans, what you can use here is you can run scans on the RSI level, which stocks are crossing above RSI 60 or crossing down RSI 40, whichever levels you use. Another interesting thing you can see here is scans on Bollinger Band. That is whether price is closing outside or closing back inside the band, or there is a signal that the bands may widen or tighten in the very short term. So you can see I have selected early bands widening signal. So this stocks here on my screen will be the ones where there is a signal that our bands are starting to expand. So any interesting names there? Yeah, you can see Bank Nifty is here. So it's outside the band right now, and the bands are starting to widen up. So you can see such signals can be helpful when to identify whether or not there is a expansion in volatility or not. In terms of indices, even the Fin Nifty is here. In stocks, many of the stocks are also here, so you can look at individual setups if you're interested in any. And similar way, you can also check for band tightening where there is bands are trying to contract. So this is one setup where bands are right now contracting. Another scan that I use a lot is this ATR scan. So what it does is bullish ATR signal and bearish ATR signal. There are two filters that you can use. So what is the ATR? It's the average true range. There is a particular formula for that. Now when the stock is going up and it is the day's range, you mean I mean the margin by which it is above yesterday's close, if it's higher than its average range or average true range, that is a bullish signal. So for example, ABB, the ATR is average true range is 104.7 and today it's up by 164 points. So that range is higher than the average range, so which sometimes signals breakout or breakdown in terms of the range of that stock. So let's see some other names. For example, this stock, ICICI True Life, you can see the ATR has already been trending up and it is at 15, and but the stock today itself it's up by 20 points, so which is higher than its average range. So these signals tell you where there is a range expansion or the volatility is going to expand and the stock is expected to give bigger moves than its usual average. Similar thing you would observe here as well. So Maruti ATR is 175 and it's up slightly more than the ATR, which is why it's popping up in this filter. Let's see if there are any bearish ATR signals. No, there are no signals. Why? Because there may not be enough stocks in the F&O basket that are down more than the ATR itself. So that is why this itself is a sign that tells you where the more action is. In terms of other scans, we'll be covering each one in each of the live streams daily. So use it. Let us know which scans you like the most and if you would like to request any new scans. So let's have a look at MACD as well on the daily. So here also you can check for bullish and bearish crossovers. So I've selected bullish. Let's select bearish as well. Yeah, so in MACD we can see about 5 names in the bearish scan as well, where the MACD is crossing below the signal line. And in the bullish crossover, there are about 10 to 12 stocks wherein the MACD line is crossing above the signal line. So let's see if we have any big names here. So yeah, Reliance is one where the MACD is turning positive histogram as well as a bullish cross here. So since this is a index heavyweight, it can have a effect on Nifty as well. This is another one, Hindustan Unilever. Here as well, we are getting a bullish MACD crossover along with the positive histogram. So these are, I've showed you many ways to scan stocks based on which scan you would like to use. And for people interested in candlesticks, there are candlestick scanners as well. So if I am to see any reversal patterns forming today, then I can see the bullish reversal or bullish continuation patterns in the candlestick scans. So I've selected the wrong basket, just a moment. Yeah, so these are some bullish continuation patterns in the FNO basket today, mainly bullish Beltold and bullish Marubozu. So you can see the pattern is highlighted on the chart for you to view. Bullish Beltold is nothing but when open is equals to the low of the day, which means that there is demand at the lowest price of the day. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions with respect to the scans that I'm discussing here, or if you want to look at any other chart, just let me know in the chat box. Uh, Abhishek is asking which scan is best overall. So there is nothing like best or worst scan. It's like which indicator you are used to use most. So if you talk about the Rohit trade setup itself, then it consists of, let me take you to that screen. So this setup that is the proprietary setup for strike that we guys use. It consists of the RMI indicator, the Dow trend, the 20-day average, and the 40-day exponential average. Now, every trader has his own set of indicators that he uses to position size and all. So now what happen? What what I can do is I can have scans based on all four of these. So if I go back to scanners, I have a scan on Rohit, a momentum indicator, that is Rohit scanner. I have a scan on Dow Trend Scan, which is that is trend changing up to down, down to up, and I have scans on SMA and EMA as well, right? So now that I am on the Dow Trend Scan, let's see if there are any new signals. So I've already selected down to up and up to down here. Uh, let's see if there are any interesting names. Yeah, so there are actually a mix of signals here. You'll have to check out each chart and then uh, choose one based on your liking. Oh, there is a question. There is a question from Pramod to look at Indigo. So it's crossed above its 20-day average, which was a short-term resistance, but now since it is above that, it should be evaluated as a support, that is 2468. If we look at MACD, it has given a bullish cross and the histogram is increasing. Let's try to draw trend lines as well. It's actually broken above the trend lines. That is also a good thing. Let us go to this setup chart and see if there is anything interesting there. So the RMI has been into bullish territory since many days, but the Dow trend had been whipsawing and even it was below the averages. So in today's session, it is actually trying to cross above both the averages, that is 20-day a simple average and 40-day exponential moving average. So closing above 2494, it can it can show signs of strength. So 40-day exponential average remains to be the key level for this one to consider a breakout. There's another question for Adani Ports. It's actually trending nicely today. So let's go to the setup directly. So there is a bullish crossover in today's session. Dow trend had already given a bullish confirmation in last trading sessions. So yeah, and it's also breaking above the upper Bollinger Band. So it is all are signs of strength. In terms of, let's try to look at a bigger time frame, that is weekly. So here also all the factors are bullish. Yeah, so it does look like a breakout happening here. Let us draw a horizontal line. Yeah, so previous high here was 869, and right now it is trading above that decisively. So if it is able to hold above this level, then probably any dip or any retest of this points would be a good point to consider in this stock. But do note that you're already getting all the four confirmations on daily chart. All right. Any more questions? Reliance Power. Okay, I've heard about that after very long. Okay, to my surprise, it has actually been moving quite well on the setup. All I can see is very clean cycles on the daily chart. So right now, the cycle is already in progress. You can see that somewhere here it took support, and then RMI given a few new bullish crossover. So let's look at weekly chart. Weekly cycle is in progress already. Daily new cycle started back at the end of August. So I think it is a good trending stock, but it would be great if you get a fresh cycle here. Uh, Ranjan is saying, based on which indicator can we take BTST, RMI, or Dow Trend? So see, there is no one definite answer to that. And see, BTST is generally what you're buying it for very short time. That is buying at the close and probably selling in tomorrow's session, right? So when you're getting into such smaller time frames, then you have to go below daily time frame, right? So the first point is to be using hourly charts or hourly cycles to trade. So when you look at the Rohit setup screen on the hourly chart, then what you can see is wait for new signals on either of which. So mostly you would see the new cycle or the new downtrend reversal would mostly come close by. So you can see both of these happening on the same day. On this 7th of September, both of the things happened at the same candle, which would be, I think, this one, right? So around this time, you got both downtrend signal as well as RMS signals. That whole cycle has played out now. It has not ended. So that can be one approach. But I can't really advise you to use what for your own trades, because that is individual preference and what time frame you want to do. So somebody would want to do BTST, but the other guy would be a positional trader. Then he may want to look at a combination of daily and a weekly setup, right? So on weekly, he would see that yeah, we are not having two confirmations, that is the RMI and Dow. But if we go on daily, we did start getting all the four confirmations since quite a few days. So that's a combination of indicators and time frame based on your trading style and time frame. Uh, there is a question for Biocon. Can we calculate target? Okay, let me try and see if there is anything like that. So there is no clear chart pattern visible unless I try to force fit anything. But as of now, it just seems that uh, it is a good momentum based setup. So one can just ride it with by using any of the charts or moving averages. What you can do is draw channels around it to get possible um, projections. So let's try doing that. Yeah. So what I've done here is try to draw a channel, which is a classical technical analysis technique, which would point you to possible targets on the way up. But it has to accompany the signals that you are, riding it on. So, for example, if you are using the daily chart, that as and when you start to see trouble based on any of the indicators, that is either RMI or even the moving average is not being able to hold, so that is when there should be caution, not based on any particular level. All right, I think we have run up today's time. There's one more question. Any chance to introduce CPR scanner for narrow and wide CPR? Surely. So you can raise a ticket in the help section, and please be as detailed as you can about that, and we'll surely consider it. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll continue to